Okay, now let's discuss about the Docker architecture, how Docker architecture will look like. Okay, now basically Docker host mission we call it. What is a Docker host mission means? Where we install the Docker software. That mission called as a Docker host. Where we install the Docker software. That mission called as a Docker host. Where the Docker daemon is running on that mission. On this mission means one Linux mission. Okay. Okay. Now to do this, like is to build the images or to run that images, okay, whatever it is. Now we are using a different commands, okay, different files, okay, like we can write a one docker file, for example, let's say. Now this file will like as this we call as a docker cli. This is when you install the docker, it will become docker cli. Okay, now you need to be use that some commands like as docker build, docker pull, docker commit, those things, okay. That's some commands that we have. And docker host mission, what it contains, it contains the images. Docker host mission contains the images, and these images we can run inside the containers. Okay, now that how it works basically. Okay, we are writing a one file, okay, docker file that called, okay, docker file we called. We have like set of like OS applications, files, configurations, okay, installations, uninstallations, whatever installations, okay, executables, like everything which we have in the single file. This file we build, this file we build, okay. Once we build, this will be converted into a image, okay, this will be converted into a image. That just image means it's a wrapper, it's a artifact. Artifact means it's wrapping everything as a final output, let's say output it is. This output don't have a live, means like as it cannot be used. It's just for application, like as I can say simply, you have a iPhone, like as phone without charging, without sim. You have a phone but it can't be usable without charging, we'll say. Is clear now? It's clear now, right? Okay, now when it will be called as a this container, when you run, okay, when you build, it will be converted into image. This will be image, okay, docker image, okay, and that image we run as a container, build and run. Now that will be created as container. That container is running inside your application. Now you can use your system to access that application, okay. Now to access that application, now your browser, you are using a browser, now something like as www.myapp.com, let's say. Now we can access this application to here. It's clear now. Now remember, this is image after building. Now this will be container after image you run. Now it will be converted as a container. This container only you have application is running here. To run your application, you need to be create a containers. You need to be create a containers. This image is nothing. Its image is just a wrapper, a artifact, a artifact. Is it clear now? Clear now, guys? Clear now? Now, like where these images are available, these images we are gonna keep it into one place. You remember, right? No, we are using one artifact repository tool till now. What is that? What we have discussed artifact repository tool? Anyone? No,
Nexus.
right? We use nexus, right? Even the docker images we can store into nexus. Okay, we can store our docker images into nexus server. Similar way we have multiple like ECR for AWS provided, and you are can in like as it's a repository to store your docker images. It can be anything, it can be private repository, either it can be like as AWS ECR, it can be nexus repository, whatever it can be. Okay, you have images are available here, you have images are available here. Okay, you can download these images to pull the command. Means this pull command we can pull, it will download this. We can run, it will be like as run, it will be pull. Okay, to pull means these images, how it will come these images. This someone should be, what they do. Hmm. Someone should be written the Docker file, and someone should be what they need to do, how it came here. Someone should be push, to push this image. What we need to do, we need to build the image, right? We need to build that. Okay, now once we build, then only we can able to get this. Now to build that, what we have a Docker file. This is a Docker file, and we build, we push, we pull, and we run. Is the containers where we need to run, where the Docker host is there. That's then Docker host mission contains the images and containers. That image is nothing live. When we use this image to run, then containers is the main. Our applications are running inside that. Inside container, our application will be running. Means our application itself is called as a container, let's say. Is it make sense, guys? Clear, no? Clear?
Uh, Madhu, one doubt here actually. So when we build a Docker file, right? Let's assume I'm running some microservice, what is Swing the application we ran, right? So that does require basically OS and database and Tomcat, all this blah blah blah. Some let's say 5 components required. So now I have built basically an image and I pushed it repository, Nexus repository.
Hmm.
So do you need why and again you need to pull the image and I'll do the changes? Is it just to enough to change the modification Docker file and build and release it? I mean, because anyway we are not going to change the binaries of application. Let's say I'm changing some process in the Java application, like a Spring application.
No, whenever you make the changes in the code, you have to build always to your images, or else that application won't be make your new changes, right? Means
Agree,
what
agree. I need to say, do I need to change? I just need to run the Docker. That is suffice, right? I don't know. I no need to pull the again image from the repository because it's just a
no,
binary
if it is
changes in the
already
application.
image, see, remember one thing, if image already there, you don't need to pull again, right?
Hmm.
If image is already there in the mission, it won't pull again, it will just use that existing one. Okay, for example, what it will do, that we can see in the hands-on. Okay, when you run the Docker run command, it will check in
Okay,
the local mission. The image is available in locally, it won't pull. In case image is not available, it will pull the repository. That repository, what is the repository? Whatever repository you configure, either Docker hub, either you are like an ECR repository, either nexus repository, whatever you are authenticated. Okay, that going forward you will get to know that. Okay, but yes, let
okay, got it.
understand that concept right now. It's once we are executing hands on, then you will get more clear on it. Okay, but remember the architecture how look like as images, containers, like as Docker file. Okay, images are available on the repository. Okay, even images, you once you build the images, for example, this image is available in the Docker host mission. Even you don't need to push that, you can run directly here itself. No pull, nothing, just run. Once the build,
Hmm.
it's nothing. But why we are keep it in the repository? For backup.
Fail safe, you
Not
can
only
say.
this Linux mission, you want to run this image in another mission, you don't need to build again, right? You can just pull that. Okay, not only one person, like we can pull n number of person this image, we can run n number of server this container, right? That what
Agree.
it is. Okay, it will work on that way. Okay, we'll see that. Now this Docker CLI and Docker host mission and repository, the repository which is contains your storing images, that repository by default, the Docker hub guys are provided, Docker guys are provided is that Docker hub means every image, official images are available here. Official images means any software, like for example, you want to install a Java, you have a Docker image. You want to install a Jenkins, you have a Docker image. You want to install a nexus, you have a Docker image. You want to install a JFrog or Tomcat, or else like is anything. Okay, you have a Docker images are available. Docker images available. Okay, where it's available? On a Docker hub, the public Docker hub. It's everyone can be download, everyone can be push. Okay, but in real time scenario, you can use a Docker Hub as a private repository, but you need to be pay for that. Okay, means other people cannot able to see and cannot able to pull, means you have to be buy the, like, as you know, some whatever the plan you want, you can buy the plan and use the plan and push the your images, and no one can be see and no one cannot be pull that. Is clear, no? I'll show that going forward. We can learn that also. Now understand that how the Docker architecture look like. Okay, let me show this diagram. Okay, this is a Docker host mission, Docker CLI, and build, pull, run the commands. We are going to use that, and registry having the images. These images we can get done that. Okay, like databases, Redis, MongoDB, Postgres, everything. We have a images are available in the Docker. It's clear, no?